I'm going to show you how to fix a slipping clutch yet again. Since the last time I've done this, I've put, I don't know, 2,000-3,000 very abusive miles on this clutch, which is probably equivalent to like 20,000 miles of regular. People use the clutch just to start these bikes. I use it like it's a motocross bike. I use it all the time. I feather it. I fry this clutch on purpose. And it hasn't needed to be adjusted, but the gas was leaking so hard when it made that head feel. Look at this. Is that all oil in there? Yeah, look at that. That's grease. I'm not joking. See, I knew it. Because my clutch never slips. Look at that. I didn't grease this. And this is not from my job. This is coming from the inside. I don't know how. I think it gets, when this fills up with gas and leaks down here into this bottom end. I don't know how these cheap motors are made, but that is toxic. No wonder it's leaking. Or no wonder it's slipping so bad. So I'm just going to use Kim Tool. I don't have anything else. I barely have any left. Man, probably, I don't want to have to take this off. Spray as much as you can on the top, because it will leak down. And then you don't want to move it. Get that to leak out, and you can let it spin. This is the only thing I know to do besides take the whole thing apart and literally clean every shoe. It might not work. I'm also going to tighten it. But there's oil leaking off of this. That's crazy. I didn't know it would be that bad. Also, you can use rubbing alcohol, which is one of my secrets. I should actually do that. Damn, there's so much oil. I can't believe that. And if a lot of people have rubbing alcohol at home. Also, you can use rubbing alcohol to clean your rims. It'll make your brakes work better. That's crazy. I did not expect to see oil like that. I'm going to splash rubbing alcohol on it. I'm pulling the clutch a little bit, letting the clutch grab a little bit. Here, I'll start it up real fast. Flip the clutch. Didn't want to start, huh? I forgot the gas isn't. My gas line's not even hooked up. But I got the same thing accomplished. Just wanted to slip the clutch with some weight on it. Just so it disengage and engage. I'm trying to clean it out. You can smell it. I can't believe there's so much oil. So I'm going to get the Kim Tool. So use carb cleaner or brake cleaner. And if yours isn't slipping that bad, right after you clean it, it will slip really bad for like the first 10 minutes of riding. You're going to have to like possibly let it cool down. You can see the color of stuff coming out. It's like oil. That's crazy. Like, it's pretty hard to believe because my engine got blown because some fake ass gas leak. Because no matter what, China can't even make a gas valve. A gas valve is a ball valve on-off switch. They can't even make a fuel valve work correctly. That's the thing we're dealing with. People trying to copy great stuff, they can't even copy a fuel valve. This is an American-made screwdriver. It's probably from the 40s or the 50s. This is what I used to remove the what is it? The side case. I'm using it for this even though it's too big because I don't want to go get another one. You also tighten your clutch like this, but I didn't even rush to do this before I cleaned it because the tighter it is, the harder it is to clean the shoes without removing the whole thing. The whole thing, when you remove it, is a pain in the butt. Pain in the ass is what I was going to say. I feel like you can't say anything. You turn this to the right one notch. I might need a hammer. Maybe. Yep. I'm gonna take this out all the way. Maybe this is in the way. I'm trying to be half. I almost get it to turn. I got it by the screw. Good. I'm doing lazy work. Now I got it one screw without removing the screw. I don't have to find it back in there. I don't have to put the phone down. And when you adjust it, even one turn in, that's a lot. And it will make your clutch feel, as I've said, if you've seen other videos, spongy. Mine's not that bad, but I definitely feel the difference. That's so crazy. I really can't believe it. I'm going to use up all this alcohol and let it dry up. This is amazing. So 70% rubbing alcohol, dollar store 50%, 70%. I'm going to pour it all around the back because I forgot the shoes are in the back too. Hard to film and it's hard to get the right idea, but this works. It's getting so much better right now. I can feel it. You actually feel the compression of the new motor. It's like a new motor with this fucking head gasket actually sealed right. And don't worry when you're removing the bolts, they're all the same size, unlike a real motorcycle. You don't gotta count them. This is crazy. Jesus Christ. I'm sweating out here. Didn't help I was in a sweater. I just had to remove that. But anyhow, so if you get to that and you're done and your clutch doesn't feel right, there's an adjustment right there and you're gonna pull it out and that will give you a tighter filling clutch because it'll grab right there instead of up here. I might not adjust mine. I like mine spongy. And most people only use the clutch to start and stop. They don't use it like a motorcycle, so it doesn't matter how the clutch works. As long as it engages. I can't even go over half throttle right now. So if your clutch is slipping and you don't want to try to remember the amount of turns it is, because it'll be the same amount of turns. The turns really matter on how tight your clutch is. If you're a half a turn off on this, your clutch is going to be completely screwed. A lot of people won't even be able to fix it. Once they remove this, it's a nightmare. And even though I know how to do it, I'd rather not cause drama for myself, you know. So hopefully this works. It usually works. I never lubricate these. I put that little bit of Vaseline on there, and it still has some lube on there. It just doesn't matter. I don't know how oil... Motorcycles don't act like this. How did oil go through this engine and into this part of the fucking clutch? That's the real question. Is it like coming out this bottom right here? But it was so much. You could see it coming from the middle. It seems like the oil is coming from this middle. I guess the bearing, but like it's feeding all the way up there. There's no oil in the bottom end of this motor. There's no crankcase. This is just a sealed bearing in there. So I wonder where that grease is coming from. Some of that knowledge might be going over the people's heads. They think you have to run 2-stroke oil. It even says in the manual you can run 1030 motor oil, and people think I'm insane for doing it. You can see a little bit more stuff right down there. And even though this clutch is worn down, apparently it's good because it's been lasting this whole time without an adjustment. It's just ironic. The clutch was perfect. I fixed the head and the clutch goes bad. That's how these motorized bikes go. They're like RC cars. They're never working right.